Hey, what's up, guys? John here. In 2022, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Salesforce, and Goldman Sachs, they invested heavily, $100 million, into something called BlockPower. BlockPower has a goal to decarbonize all homes in America.
A startup called BlockPower, whose goal is to ultimately electrify every building in America.
Bezos then added an additional $5 million through the Bezos Earth Fund right here to digitally map out 125 million buildings, essentially the entire country, so that everyone could get a free plan on how they can become environmentally sustainable. Now, when I read that, I always thought, that sounds, he's doing something for everybody for free. There might be something there that we should all look into. And then it says the company is now negotiating with several cities in California, New York, Massachusetts, and Georgia to do this, essentially allowing them to have a monopoly because they supply the solution to the problems in which they say these cities have. And so when you look at the direction that this was happening in 2022, you're like, let's follow this story. Well, now they're working on something called a rain tax.
A bill aimed at managing New Jersey's stormwater runoff is being dubbed a rain tax by some,
giving local counties and municipalities the power to collect a tax from properties with large paved surfaces.
It's already law in Los Angeles. They're working on it right now in Portland, right here. Rain tax, Portland floating homeowners speak out over the proposed stormwater rates, so that every square inch of property you own, you would be taxed based on the amount of rain that hits it. This is not a joke. The same thing is happening in Philadelphia, right? 2 weeks ago, they're calling it a rain tax. Then you look at what they're saying here in Toronto. When you look at everything that's happening, you're going to see one thing very, very clearly, that we are in the greatest real estate rug pull in history. 40% of all single-family homes in America were purchased between 2021 and 2022, at the height of the market. And so what happened during that period? Cost to borrow capital is very, very low, right? Insurance, taxes, relatively low compared to where they are now. Incomes, much higher. People had a lot more money. And now that money is kind of fading away with record high inflation, record high borrowing cost. People are in a harder spot today than they've been in a very, very, very long time. And so as they start to pull the rug from the real estate market, then they start to implement further taxes, further cost, insurance and taxes, everything's going up. What's going to happen? Well, people are going to walk into hardship. People are going to start walking away from their properties. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how this all ties together. The Inflation Reduction Act, what's happening. I mean, it is absolutely shocking. If you're a renter, if you're a property owner, if you're an investor, pay very close attention to this because it's going to rewrite American real estate history.